Welcome to Unibet presents the Queensberry Rules. I'm Adam Catterall, Nick Peet alongside me. Yeah, that's him. We're going to get stuck into a massive preview for Daniel Dubois versus Joe Joyce. And the way that we're going to break this up this week on the Queensberry YouTube channel is that we're going to give you all Daniel Dubois information right now. And then episode 2 will feature everything catering for Joe Joyce. And hopefully, at some point this week, we'll get to speak to the main man, Frank Warren, as well. And we'll touch upon the undercard and upcoming fights too. Because he celebrates 40 years as Frank, doesn't he?
Sure does.
Got to get stuck into the party, haven't we? Got an absolute monster card coming up with Anthony Yard and Lyndon Arthur as well. So we'll get stuck into that as well throughout the course of this series that we're going to be bringing you in the build-up to Dubois Joyce. In a moment or two, we're going to be speaking to Martin Bowers. You're going to hear from Daniel Dubois as well on this episode. But first of all, on a scale of 0 to 10, or maybe 0 to 11, how excited are you?
About 12. I literally cannot wait. This is the fight that we've been kind of talking about for 18 months, 12 months now. Seriously for 12 months at least. Waiting for it to happen. Both these guys want it as much as we as fans want to see it. And, you know, as much as you talk about it, and we've done nothing but talk about it all day today, you play this fight out in your mind every which way but Tuesday, don't you? Literally, anything could happen inside that ring, inside, you know, an iconic London landmark as well. It's bonkers.
It's like you said, they've been living with these guys in each other's heads for a good part of 12 months. April, it was booked, fell off because obviously what we're experiencing with the pandemic. July, it was booked, fell off because what you're getting the picture of this now, aren't you? October, of course, and now we finally land ourselves on November the 28th. Camp's done, and obviously all the work has now been put to one side. But psychologically, that's got to play on these guys' minds, hasn't it? You know, you can come up with game plans, you can come up with tactics, but when someone gets clipped on the whiskers with all that animosity that has been building up for 12 months, it's going to go out though. It's going to go out with throwing the dishwater out with the baby.
Of course. And that's what always makes for the best fights, isn't it? Is the fact that these guys are so well evenly matched. They've both got good chins. They've both got big punches. They've both got great engines. They've both got that golden undefeated records on the line. And they're both talking about world title aspirations. Throw all that into the mix. Then you've got, as you say, best part of 12 months of stirring it up and getting them going. At this point in time, should we be getting a fight of this magnitude on British soil right now? Of course we shouldn't.
No.
But we're getting it, and that's what makes it so much more extra special.
Yeah, don't say that too loud because Frank might hear us and he might think to himself, I've taken too much of a haircut for this one. We're not doing it again. Well, hopefully it is such a success on November the 28th that we're going to get several of these. It's an absolute cracking, mouth-watering contest, which I'm sure you're thirsty for. So let's get stuck into a bit of that preview, shall we? Like I said, you're going to hear from Daniel Dubois very, very shortly. Nick caught up with him a moment or two ago. But right now, joining us, Martin Bowers. How are you, mate?
I'm fine, thank you. Yourself?
Very well indeed.
Good,
excited about a big fight at the weekend, and I'm sure there's a lot of fans watching this that are extremely excited as well. Talk to me about preparations, because you've got a new layer, Ivan Drago's layer up at the farm, haven't you?
Well, I wouldn't exactly call it that, but we have relocated, and it's suiting very well. We seem to have settled. Everything's perfect.
How has he settled into those new environments? Because, with all due respect, there were what you would class as normal people coming off the streets to use the gym facilities at the old Peacock, and obviously it was a very beautiful gym, but very tight and compact space. Not the case now at the new gym. There's a lot of space there for the pros to be working.
There is, but we still train at the same time. We've got the same camp of fighters around us, so it's in our own heads, it hasn't changed nothing.
In the eyes of fans, Martin, this is the big one. You know, this is the next level fight. This takes Daniel to a whole new level within touch and distance of a world title. Speaking to yourself, speaking to Daniel, you know, have you had to keep his feet on the ground? Have you had to remind him it's just another fight, or?
No, to be fair, when we start preparing for a fight, that's all we think of is just that one fight. We don't talk about anything else. We don't talk about anybody else. Personally, I don't look and see what everyone else is doing. We just concentrate on us.
Has the move to the farm helped with that, or because I'm guessing everything must feel different every session? At least the location is different anyway.
Has it helped? I mean, there's the public's not there, so we've got our own space and we're working on our own. But we used to do that in the gym anyway. We'd go into the other room when we was doing certain things, and when we were sparring, we'd go into other rooms, so it wasn't like on public view. So it's an hard one to answer because I feel like I'm being awkward to you, but I'm not. It hasn't changed anything because once we go in the gym and we're just doing our stuff, we don't think about what's going on over there. And we've got other fighters with us who are at different points of their career and training for different fights. So you know, you just do your work. You know, you can't allow yourself to look around and, excuse me, and think what other people are doing. we just as normal.
Why
could be.
Why take this now? Because we're living in a crazy time, aren't we? And it would be a lot easier to not do this right now. Obviously, wait for fans to come back or whatever. Why do it now?
Well, I think as fighters, you know, as real fighters, which Joe and Dan are, you know, make no mistakes about that. They want the credibility of beating the best person in their country, which is right. You know, and you're looking at a European title. Would you not take it? You know, it's a great fight, and I think it's a progressive fight for Dan. And if we wasn't fighting Joe for the European, which fortunately we are, we'd be fighting him for the British. So we've got to take it. We've got to take it, but, you know, it's no sidestepping. We want to, you know, again, without talking our turn, I believe we've got the article. We ain't got the finished article, but we've got the article. And how do you prove that? How do you prove that?
How much has he impressed you? Because every question that has been put in front of him, he seems to answer it with an A-star result, doesn't he? So how much has he impressed you, a man that's working with him day to day?
As in, sorry, in what respect?
For every opponent that has come Daniel's way,
yeah,
he has answered those questions very, very comfortably.
Yeah. Listen, he's moved through the levels correctly, and how you want to see someone who's being, not by us, don't think he's being touted by us, but by yourself, the publicity machine, for want of a better word, as the next world heavyweight champion. Yeah. That's what you want to see. And at the levels he's been fighting and moving through, he's ticked all the boxes. You know, as I said, there's still work to be done, and Dan knows that as well.
Is his attitude his most impressive trait? Because he seems to absolutely love doing what he's doing. He eats it, breathes it, sleeps it. He doesn't want to not do it.
Listen,
he's constantly
he's
in there,
always on time. He's never late. He's just, you know, it's a pleasure. I've said it before, he's a consummate pro. And if you want to be the best in this game, that's what you've got to be.
Martin, how much of this fight is down to having the right game plan in place at certain times in the fight, or is it just about the very best Daniel Dubois beats the best Joe Joyce?
It's an hard one to answer, because you can answer that both ways. I could answer that both ways. Look, you know, it'll open up, won't it? We've worked on all different scenarios. I'm not going to say we've got a game plan to go through the whole fight, because that would be absolute. That's just not happening, you know. If I could do that, I'd be doing the lottery, not this. To be fair, Dan's worked hard. We've looked at what Joe does. We've looked at what Dan does. We've tweaked a few things that Dan does to suit what Joe does. Whether it works on the night, we'll know.
We've seen Joe in the ring come through a bit of a gut check. We've seen him hurt and we've seen him come back. We've not, as fans, seen that from Daniel yet. Now, I'm sure you've seen it in the gym. I'm sure you know he's got it in his locker. To convince maybe the few doubters that are still out there, would it be a bad thing if Dan comes through a rocky patch in this fight before he triumphs?
Listen, it's like any fight. This is a real fight. Any real fight, you're going to have ups and downs. And we'll see if we've, like I said, we'll see if we've got the real article when that happens.
Well, we're going to speak to the real article in a moment. We're going to stick a microphone in his face and see what it's all about. Martin, thank you so much
thank you.
For your time. Do stick with us, because coming up next, Daniel Dubois.
We're just a couple of days away now from the biggest heavyweight clash on British soil of 2020, and I'm delighted to say I'm here with one half of the main event, the main man himself, Mr. Daniel Dubois, and a couple of days to go, Dan.
Yeah.
Is this the best time or the worst time for you? Because you can almost touch it now.
Yeah, this is when it's getting even realer. You know, we're nearly there, moments away, hours away. We're just ticking down, you know, making sure I'm just loose and ready, and I'm ready to go.
It's an unusual fight, this one, because us as fight fans, we've been waiting for it for 18 months, 12 months, 18 months now. We've been talking about it for such a long time. For you, you've probably been living this fight for the best part of 12 months. Is it one now you're just desperate to get in the rear headlights and get it done?
I want to get this done and move on. You know, I've been talked about from the beginning of this year, and I've had a whole year really to prepare for this fight. So I'm a different animal now from I was the first time round in April. So it's going to be a total different, you know, different me, and I'm just raring to go. I'm mature and stronger now than I was then.
I get why Joe, of course, is desperate to get this fight done, because time's not on his side, but time is
course.
on your side, just
Yeah.
a relatively young guy. What is
Yeah.
the big rush with you?
That's why it's time to have it. I think now that it's playing in my favour, that I've got the youth and the speed and the energy to push on further than he can, and whatever he brings at me, hit him twice as hard with it back, and that's what I've got to do, break him.
All we've seen from Joe so far in his professional career is not only wins, but also, this high tempo, relentless pressure, this incredible chin that he's got. Is there a plan A, B, and a C? Or how do you see the fight playing out yourself in your mind's eye?
Well, I work, I work through it, with bring my boxing skills, what I've learned in the gym, what I've practiced in the gym over and over again, put that on the line, and add a little magic when I need to. But I'm just, I'm prepared for whatever he brings to me.
Talk to me about Sunday, because when you live a fight like this for so long, I'm sure as well as the fight, you've also dreamt about Sunday and Daniel Dubois post Joe Joyce once it's gone. Sunday, how do you celebrate Sunday? What are you looking forward to doing?
Actually, right now, I haven't even thought past it. This is my last day of my life. This could be, I'm ready, really up for it, and pushing, ready to go out, give it everything I've got, and come away victorious. I'm ready for it.
It's an unusual mindset to have at such a young age, that you see this as, a make or break, because it's far from make or break for you at least. What drives that mentality?
They say that, but I don't want to, step backwards. I don't want to go backwards. I want to only go forwards. And to win this fight brings me, further than, real close to the world title, real close to the pinnacle of this game, and up there with all the best of them. So that's where I'm aiming to go. And this fight is a sort of fast track for the winner, and I want to be that one.
What we have seen from Joe is this incredible chin.
Yeah.
And even the sparring partners talk about his incredible chin.
Yeah.
You excited to test it?
Of course, 100%. I'm ready to put the hell level on him, unleash hell on him, and bring the fire and everything, all the fury, and just let him have it, really. That's a plan B. Just go out there and punch him in the face, and move box, and then just keep hitting him and breaking him down, and wearing him out, and just on him all the time.
What we as fans love about the heavyweight division is, of course, the knockouts that we get to see.
Yeah.
What round does he go in when you fall asleep at night, when you close your eyes, when you visualise it in the gym? What round does he go?
I never predict. I'm not a round predictor, actually. I'll never predict rounds, but
But he goes.
Yeah, when he goes, he goes. And at the end of the day, when he goes, he goes. It could be early, could be late, could be. I'm prepared to fight 12 rounds, so in any one of them, it can happen.
Being a natural-born one-punch knockout artist like yourself, I'm sure you get some kind of adrenaline rush. But just talk to me about that. What does it feel like to knock somebody out?
Well, it's years and weeks and months of just dedication and a lot of pressure. And I'm really wound up right now. I'm ready to fight. So when you win that, and you're ready to go. It's just all buzzing in my head right now. It's hard getting to sleep and calming down, but I'm ready to go out there and do a job and entertain everyone at home watching. You
have this ability to do that thing that most men will never experience. Most people can't do it. I've sparred plenty of rounds in my life. I've never come close to knocking everybody out.
Right.
So can you describe to me the feeling and the adrenaline rush maybe that you get from it? Is it like digging into a big bowl of ice cream? Is it like seeing Harry Kane score for England?
Switching off the switch, isn't it? Like, switching this, turning on the lights or turning off the lights. It's like that. It's a blink of an eye. It happens. It's, a second that can change your life from, extraordinary, it's greatness is in seconds, and you have to be there. I'm just hoping, ready to seize the moment.
When do you know? Is it when the knuckle touches the head? Does an electric shock go straight into your brain and it's party time? Is that kind of how it works?
I wish it was like that. It's more or less, whack him and then...
Hope he doesn't get up.
Praise God, praying, relief, innit? It's just total relief, can't get more satisfied than that, but I'm ready to fight 12 hard rounds if I have to, and box hard and box, just dig deep and throw everything I've got in me out there.
When you arrived here yesterday into the bubble, it was just before or just after your COVID test.
Yeah.
You tweeted something, you said 4 more days and it changed my life.
Yeah.
What did you mean by that?
It's a life-changing fight. I can't deny it. This is a life-changing fight. What's next could be a world title. That's a big deal for me. World title. That's up there with the big boys. And who's going to be next? You can't go backwards after these sort of fights. It's Joshua, Tyson Fury. These opponents that will be lined up. So yes, in every way, it's a big life-changing moment.
Are you ready?
100%.
Are you ready to change your life?
100%.
Because I get what you're saying about opportunity, that world title fight.
Yeah.
That's next, but
I'm just focused on the fight. All of that's to take care of itself, doesn't it? But I'm just ready for the fight and ready to go out there and show what I've got and bring it home.
When you talk in the gym or speak to Martin and you kind of plot this route, the route goes through Joe Joyce. Do you then envisage it being Alexander Usyk, vacant belt, Anthony Joshua?
Yeah. No, I haven't even thought about that. What's next? Afterwards, they've been talking about a lot of talk about Usyk and tight belts being vacated. But what happens after happens. It will take care of itself. Yeah.
Can I ask you about Usyk Chisora? What you made of Usyk as well? It was the first time we've seen him against a capable heavyweight. What did you think? I
thought he looked good. I think he boxed well. He's kept the tempo up all night long. He was fit. He was boxing clever, and maybe not the greatest punch power I've seen out there. He doesn't, from his career at cruiserweight, he's not a knockout puncher, but boxing wise and skill and tactic wise, he's on form, isn't he?
Absolutely. And final question. Unfortunately, we won't have a full arena for this fight. It's almost a travesty that a fight of this magnitude with this many belts on the line isn't going to be in front of a crowd. What kind of statements and what kind of message are you going to send to those millions of fans that are going to be watching it from home?
Yeah, just tune in. This is going to be, maybe one of the biggest fights, British fights of this year, and world boxing, people all around the world, boxing fans, tune in. This is going to be an amazing fight, and I'm ready for it.
What vibe did you get off him?
Big, angry, aggressive, and someone that's waited almost a year for this fight. If Daniel Dubois could fight Joe Joyce this minute on this stage, I think he would. He's desperate for it, and he's desperate just to get it done and move on with his career. And you know what? I bet you Joe tells us exactly the same thing tomorrow.
Well, there you go. That is episode 2. It will be catering for the Joe Joyce fans amongst us. We're going to speak to Joe and a member of his team as well for episode 2 of this Unibet series. So make sure you come back and join us for that. Subscribe to the Queensberry channel so therefore you never miss out on any of the content coming their way. Because at certain points, we are going to speak to people like Jack Catterall and others that are on the undercard. And if the main man celebrating his 40th birthday in the game joins us, we will have a special episode as well with Frank Warren as a preview to not only this card, but the card the week after as well, his 40th anniversary card, which has Anthony Yard and Lyndon Arthur at the top of that bill. Should be an absolute cracker. So like I said, subscribe to the channel so therefore you never miss out on any of the content that Queensberry bring your way.